fragrance type of spices that you use. Is that also go under the terminology of Kedusha Shvius? The Yavayid in Vered Shvius, let's say you have a Vered, the Vered is a rose of Shvius, Shenichbish B'Shemesh Ein Shel Shvius, and you went ahead and soaked it, or pickled it, how you say, created, that now it has also something that doesn't have the perfume of Shvius. Oy Charuvim Shel Shvius, so you have carobs of Shvius, Shenichbish B'Yayin Shel Shvius, and you pickled it, how you say, not pickled, but what was it called when you kaifish something? You, how do you say it in English? Kvisha. You soaked it, yeah, but you soaked it for a long period of time. That not only does it have the smell of carobs or taste of carobs, it also has now the wine, and you're using it for the wine. What takes precedence now? Because part and parcel of the product is Shvius, and part and parcel of the product is not Shvius. What the status is. The Gam Yevuye Klal B'Dini Taroibus. Once we start talking about mixtures and items that are mixed together, what the status is. You have something that has a Kedusha Shvius, and then you have something that doesn't have a Kedusha Shvius, and you put them together. What takes precedence? We're going to talk about Din of Taroibus as well. Okay, that's what this Mishnah is about. So basically, the Mishnah is going to be talking about, we were talking previously about situations of Maris Ayin. Over here, we're going back technically to the situations of what the status is of the Torah, of what exactly Shvius is. Okay, that's one Hakdama. Now, to make things a little bit clearer, because that's just a general bird's eye view, we're going to go into the specific situations of the Pesukim that we have in the Torah to create this Perik in Mishnayos. Kosev Pasha Shemitah, it says in the Pasha of Shemitah, V'hoisa Shabbos ha'oretz lachem la'achol. It should be a rest for this. We have now, in this week's Pashas Bereshis, we have Yom HaShishi, and we say Vayechul Hashemayim Va'aretz. It was a rest day of the week, just like that. We have a period of the 7th year is a Shabbos Ha'aretz Lachem La'achol, that you're not allowed to have work done on any land, which we're dealing with. We went through the different parts of Eretz Yisrael. Each one has different halachis, and we're talking over here about that rest period that you have to give to the land, which is called Shemitah. In popular today's language, we call it Shemitah. This year, where are we holding now? Does anybody know what year of Shemitah we're holding? See, Jonathan knows. It's the 4th year of Shemitah. How do you know that? Because you heard Yom Kippur night.
Oh, definitely. I think Rebbe said it before Tishrei.
Okay. Mikan lamadu shekedusha shvius nohegis begedulia aretz oimdim lamachalodim. From this, it's a simple halacha that you have a kedusha shvius for anything that is produce that you're going to use for eating of a human being. The same thing if it happens if it's for fodder, if it's for animal consumption. Because that's from the second pasuk. It says right after this pasuk, that was pasuk Vav, pasuk Zayin is Luhemtecho l'chaya asher ba'atzecho tia kol tvu lecho. Gam dvarim she'en ruim lachila. Now, you would say it's only if it's used for eating. No. Even let's say it's not used for eating. Use it for other reasons for a person. Shinemu lechem. About 7 when does it take effect and it grabs onto the garment? At the time of consumption of the garment. Oh, so where is the exception to the rule to such a situation? Where do we have that it doesn't happen at the same time? So there's the famous halacha, Abel Eitzim. Let's say you take a piece of wood. What is a piece of wood used for? Firewood. You're going to go ahead and bake something in an oven. You have a tanur, an oven, and you want to go ahead and bake some challis, and you stick it to the oven, however they did it in those days. Even nowadays, you put it into the oven. There's no problem with kedusha shvius. Why so? Since when you bake in that oven, you're waiting for it to become into coals, into charcoal, they become basically coals. It's not considered wood, so therefore we say that there's no kedusha shvius on that. No problemo. It's not a problem whatsoever.
Mashain came by Avodah Zarah.
Well, Avodah Zarah is a whole different ball of wax. Okay. Now, he adds to this, Yesh kama dinim yuchodim like we mentioned previously, there are special halachis legabe the din of kedusha shvius. Also afsidum, you can't go ahead and let it get destroyed just like that. Ubichlal zeh, what does that encompass? Shaloi lishtamish behem betzur she'ena mapik behem esata el sarui lehem. Let's say you're going to go ahead and take a carrot and instead of using the carrot to eat, you're going to go ahead and use the carrot as a spoon or something that's going to get destroyed eventually. It's not going to work. That's one halacha. That you have to use it for the regular reason that it's used. And you can't use it for commercial purposes. Meaning, even if a guy doesn't own the field, and he decides to go in, Yaakov tries to go into Moshe's field, and Yaakov decides, okay, I took too much, I might as well make some panosa, and go ahead and sell it in the market. And he puts up a stand. Not allowed to. And the halacha is that you're not allowed to do that, and you have an obligation by the owner to let anybody come and take it. You can't take it for yourself. Listen, an owner can go into the field on his own accord and take, but he has to let everybody else take as well. Yeah.
And we mentioned this, that it has to be in normal use when it's regular.
Right.
So let's say something is primarily, I don't know, let's say peanuts. People can use it to eat, or you can press it and make oil. If it has like a dual purpose, is it a...
That thing you're talking about, but it's not, that's brought down that it doesn't make a difference. As long as you use it for human consumption, it's fine. Grapes. You can use it as grapes, you can use it for grape juice. Rab Migdal Shvius Chayov Gam B'Beer. Most have a din of a beer. We talked about when it's finished, it's called the Chayis HaSoda, that there's no longer anything in the wild, in the wild, call it, and Chayis HaSoda can't have it. The Hainu, what does that mean? When it comes the time that ain't no longer available in the wild fields, he has to be mafkirid. Over here, beer doesn't mean you have to go ahead and burn it. It means that there's a din of hefker. You have to go ahead and do, you have to be mafkirid. Now, this is all we're going to have to see, because this is not so simple. We're holding Perek Shvi now, and there's going to be a whole shaila in Mishnayos and the Mefarshim what that means beer. But we're not going into it. But that's the simple translation of it. Perek ze oisik be'ikar b'klom l'chalois kedusha shvius v'chiyuv beer. This Perek Zayin that we're starting today, we finished before Elul, when we started learning halachas of Rosh Hashanah, Kippur, and Sukkot. We did end at Perek Shishi. Now we're holding Perek Shvi. So we're going to be learning what it means Kedusha Shvius and the Pi of a beer. So what exactly has what we call Kedusha Shvius? Not every single produce is considered Shvius, which we'll see. There's some that don't have even a din of beer on it. Okay. So let's start from the Mishnah. Mishnah Aleph. Klal Godel Omu Bashvius. There's a general rule stated by Shvius. Kol Shu Machal Odom. Anything that is fit for human consumption. Machal Behemo for fodder, for an animal to eat. Or if it's something that you use as a dye, as we mentioned before as an example. And it's no longer something that is not going to go ahead and stay there forever. Meaning, at a certain point, it'll rot away. Yesh le shvius has a din of shvius, or the dam of shvius, and also, which we're going to go into shortly, what this means, yesh le shvius, because it's no such thing as you being paid to the shvius. Meaning, if and let's say you decide to exchange it, you can't exchange. The shvius is not only chal on the item, but on the damav also it gets a din of shvius. Like this is you got a double situation now. You just made things worse for yourself technically. And yesh lo beer, there's a din of beer on this, which we said means hefka pashtus. We'll go more into detail as we go into it. Well, the dam of beer, and it also has a dia. Has also a din of beer. So let's see this halach. Let's see a little bit of this because we're short on time. Dine per shvius. This we mentioned previously. There are 4 rules in shvius. Chiyav hafkaros. You're supposed to be mafkir. Let anybody take it. It's a schoyer behem. You're not allowed to do any type of commercial merchandise. Isa hashimish behem ba'oifim hamafsidim. You're not allowed to use it if it's going to destroy its regular usage. Number 4 is chiyav bir hanoy b'chelik min haperis, meaning that there some have a chiyav bir. The hainu loitzim mehabayis lafkirim k'shemigi azman shemin zeh kol ben asad b'nei motzah in machal chayis. What it means, beer means you have to be mafkirid. Now, there's a whole shiloh what this means. We already explained previously. There's a question if you have to be mafkirid to everybody, or it's good enough to be mafkirid for the aniyim. We'll go into that shortly. However, these are the 4 general rules for shvius. And klal gadol amru b'shvius. There's a klal gadol that's said by shvius. Hatana mechanic clouds there are magnus mina gedol ha'oretz shenahagam kedush shvius klal gadol. Over here we have many times you have this lotion of klal gadol not only in Masechta Shvius. Anybody knows the famous klal gadol? Where's the famous klal gadol? In Masechta Shabbos klal gadol, right? Over here also it says klal gadol. Why is it called klal gadol? It has to have some reason why it's gadol. What's better? Because this cloud, just like in Masechta Shabbos, there's a reason why it's called cloud gadol. Over here, it's also called cloud gadol because this general rule is greater than the one that you have in Masechta by Maisris. Lahagas mini geduli artza chayov ma'isa. Where over here we talk about what is l'chuyiv ma'isa and what is potter for Maisris. Shamein atamra k'klal gadol ela klal amru Maisris. We just say klal because it's a much smaller entity. Shekedusha shvius chalach ben al machal odem ben al machal behema. Because a kedusha shvius does not only happen for something that's fit for human consumption, but it's also fit for fodder. The ilu hachiv laharfish ma'isa. When it comes to be marfish maisris, as we all know, we'll rack machal odem. It's only if it's used for human consumption. Avoloi mi machal behema. That's how the Rambam explains why here in Masechta Shvius it says Klal Gadol, and why in Masechta Maisris it just says Klal Amru. We'll continue our Shem next time.